live on YouTube. All right, got that. And then what we want to do is make sure we're recording, because I'll get yelled at later if I don't record this. All right, Mentorship Masters are in the house. This is our roundtable meetup. And this is going to be a great call. It's going to be a great time where we get to not only share, but I get to share with you guys some of the latest things that are going on right now. So let me set my timer. Go ahead and get that going. And let me make sure all my audio stuff is the way I want it, which I believe it is. And it is. So right off the bat, what I want to do, because we have so much ground to cover right off the bat, I want to share with you guys my screen so that we can kind of get things going. Let me go, here we go. Hey, and let me know, Chris, if at any point the audio goes out, or if, you know, hey, look at these slides, y'all. Look at what I got going for you guys today. A lot of stuff. But Chris, if anything goes haywire, let me just unmute yourself and let me know. That way we can get it going here. All right, so this is our roundtable meetup, and what we're going to do, we actually have 5 sort of main keynotes here, and we're going to just go with them. And then what I'm going to do is the family business toward the end. I'm going to keep the family business toward the end of the call, but you'll want to stay tuned through the whole thing so you catch everything, especially if you're newer to the group, you haven't been around for a while, or you're just kind of plugging back in. So the main things I'm going to talk about is we're going to talk about how to set up your success for 2022. We're going to talk about our new checklist that we just kicked off, and everything that's on it. And then we're going to talk about what to do if you're at EXP, you're at Mentorship Masters, and you're not reaching your goals, you're not succeeding. What can we do about that? And then we've got some important announcements and things like that as well. So and by the way, Chris, just so you know, we can repurpose this into, like we talked about, the videos. So, yes. So I'm kind of doing it in this new format. So the first thing I want to do, and thank you for that, Chris. The first thing I want to talk about, guys, is how to set up 2022 for maximum success. Now, before I even kick this off, I got to let you guys know that I met with Stuart Sutton. Stuart is, here, he's a fellow builder with us here at EXP, Mentorship Masters. And he and about 12 of his group members that he's brought into his group at EXP, we met for lunch yesterday, and he shared with us, by the way, Stuart is a big teacher and trainer, Stuart Sutton. For those of you that don't know, he does a incredible book of business. He was doing 20 million a year back in the 1990s. So he does an incredible book of business here locally, but he had some great things to share. And I committed myself to bring that to you guys. What I want to do, though, before I do that, I'm going to set another timer. See that? Keep Uncle Knolly on track, y'all, because I know you guys got things to do. I see your production. You guys are doing it. So a couple of tips for setting up 2022 for maximum success. Realize that the actions that you take now will set up your 2022 for success. It's so important because you know that there's a little bit of a lag time when we take on a listing or we work with a buyer. There's a little bit of a lag time between the time that we take on the project and the time that we get paid. And the critical actions that you do right now will set you up for a phenomenal January, maybe even a phenomenal Christmas, okay? So start thinking right now about the things that you can do in your real estate practice to maximize your production. Now is the time to focus on your number one bucket, okay? Your number one bucket, which is your sphere of influence, And when we talk about sphere of influence, what I want you to think about is deciding what kind of Christmas or New Year's gift are you going to get over to your A list, okay? What gift are you going to be giving out? What Stuart talked about specifically was that he found a place that has just the most incredible macaroons on the planet. And so he's going to be given his A list, okay, his top 100, if you will, his A list of customers, a box of those macaroons. And I think they're like $20 a box or $12. I can't remember the exact price, but it really doesn't matter what it is. But it could be a prayer. You offer them a prayer. In fact, this is quite interesting. My wife and I were at the farmers market this past weekend, and there was a gal there with a booth. She had all kinds of stuff. My wife bought a pair of earrings, but she had another part of her booth where she said, "Hey, I'll pray with you. I'm really good at prayer, and it's for free." So we said, "Hey, can you pray for us?" And she just pulled us aside, and she had a prayer and that was kind of her gift that she was given. So don't worry about what it is, but just determine in your mind that you want to figure out what can you do that's special for your A list. Begin a campaign to reach out to your A list and find out what they need. So for example, you've got about 90 days, October, November, December, you got about 90 days. So if you've got 100 people, just call one a day or two a day, whatever, or three a day till you just get through them. But reach out to your A list because you really want to set up right now. This is when you're going to set up 2022. So make sure you do the work. And then the other thing I want to mention is that you want to anchor your calling into a higher purpose. I actually write about that here in Success with Listings. So those of you that have the book Success with Listings, I'd have to go through here and find exactly where I have it. But I talk about this whole concept of anchoring your goals into, or your calling into a higher purpose. And that is figure out some kind of a worthwhile cause. Oops, hold on guys. No harm done, no harm, no foul. That was just my iPhone holder, but it didn't have my iPhone in it. So thankfully. By the way, my iPhone has been acting up on me because no, that was just this iPhone holder. It just made a lot of noise, but no damage. My iPhone has been acting up on me because it knows that I want to get the new iPhone 13. Okay, my iPhone knows. So my iPhone has been acting crappy ever since I started researching iPhone 13. That's God's honest truth. Anyway, anchoring your goals into a higher purpose. So one of our mentorship masters, what she's actually doing is she's going to the Humane Society and she's going to be featuring like a pet of the month, and all her marketing and everything that she does, she's going to be putting on this pet of the month. I think this month it's Bella is the dog that she's trying to get adopted out. And she's particularly looking for those that have taken a long time to be adopted, the ones that nobody wants. And she's every month going to feature a new animal. And so that's just her higher purpose. That's what she's doing. So read that whole section on anchoring your goals into a higher purpose, because that will make your phone calls to your sphere of influence easier to make. Okay. The other thing I want to mention is that you want to write down your big goal for 2022. This is an exercise that Stuart had us do, and I thought it was great. It was a fun exercise, and it was very effective. So here's the idea. Take a sheet of paper. You don't have to do this now, but take a sheet of paper and write down what is your big goal for 2022. What do you really want to accomplish in 2022? Whatever that big goal is, write it down, fold up the sheet of paper and put it into an envelope, okay? And you're not permitted to open the envelope until December 31st, 2022. So, I put a big goal of what I want to do. And so December 31st, I'm going to open that envelope and I'm going to match it up with, okay, what did we actually do? And that was my goal. So I thought that was a fun exercise. And then the last thing I want to mention is, Stuart gave us a copy of the book, Your One Word. And the whole theme of it was, so Stuart actually, what he does is he writes out about 300 goals per year, that he wants to achieve, 300 goals a year. Can you imagine writing down 300 goals every single year? But that's what Stuart does. And so he's just that kind of guy. And so he was telling us that this year he wrote down 300 goals and he's already achieved 172 of those goals. Okay. So but his wife was like, look, I'm not writing down no 300 goals. So she found this book called Your One Word. And she said, now this is the kind of book I can get. This is the kind of plan I can do, which is basically you create a one word for the year, and that would be your theme word. So it might be caring, or it might be love, or respect, or patience, whatever your one word is. And then that would be your theme word for the next, for 2022. So that's another exercise that that I think, you know, will really help us set up our 2022 the right way. So that's what I wanted to share with you guys, some ideas on setting up 2022. Again, do not negate and do not deflect from the responsibility of reaching out to your SOI, because a lot of times either you or the agents that you have in your group, what we do is we come up with all kinds of creative concepts and ideas to busy work to do so that we can get out of doing the one thing that really will move the needle, and that's reaching out to our SOI. So make sure that you're doing that and doing it effectively. All right, that's all I wanted to share on that topic. And by the way, as you have questions, feel free to write down your questions, and we will we'll go and we'll answer those at at the end. All right, so what I want to talk about now is our new Mentorship Masters member directory. Now, I love this idea, this concept, because a lot of times we want to refer business to another mentorship master, right? I mean, we have a group of 253 members now, woohoo! And so a lot of times what we want to do is say, hey, do we have somebody in Baton Rouge, or do we have somebody in New Orleans, or we have somebody in in Oklahoma, whatever, wherever they might be. And so the member directory is going to be your go-to for finding a person in a particular city. Now, the thing is, though, that if you're looking for someone in a specific city, okay, they may be in a city that's near there, but it may not, like for example, in Austin, they might be in Round Rock, but they might service Austin. So let me just show you the directory real quick so you can see what I'm talking about. This is it right here. This is what we call our family directory. And it's in order by state. So it's in alphabetical order by state. And then you can see, like, for example, Huntsville, Alabama. We got Arizona, California, Florida, Georgia, Maryland, you name it. We've got them here. So this is a resource for you guys. It's our member directory. And by the way, if you don't know where it is, we have it. It's posted in our workplace group. So let me just show you that. You can go right to our workplace group, and you can do a search right over here, like just search for example, a directory. And you want to pull up the latest edition. It'll come right up when you do a search that way. So that's our updated Mentorship Masters family directory for you to be able to refer and get referrals. Because honestly, I believe, I'll give you an example. I received a referral from an agent, an EXP agent here, and that one referral was 600-something. So that was a nice paycheck on that, about $18,000 payday. They turned around and bought another piece of property a few months later for 400-something. So that was another payday. And then they referred me another client that bought a house for 1.7 million. That was another payday. And then they turned around, and I've got another client that they referred me that's looking in the $5 million range. So you just never know. And I firmly believe that you should be 100% of your cap at EXP should be paid through referrals. Okay. And by the way, if you want to get more referrals, you want to update your profile at EXP. People want to be able to see your picture. They want to read about you. They want to have your social media links. Make sure you do that so that, so that you can get more referrals. So that's what I wanted to share with you guys about our member directory. All right, so next, hold on a second here. Look, I lost my controls. All right, so let's go back to, I bet you guys are learning a lot from about how to manage Zoom calls. See, one of the things that when we do these Zooms, one of the things that you want to do is take away some notes so you can do your Zoom calls with your group, and you learn what to do and what not to do. All right, so next, what I want to talk to you about, which is an initiative that I'm super excited about. It's our new Mentorship Masters resource directory, our resource directory. Now, the resource directory is, by the way, as you have questions, throw them in the chat. Chris will be notating any of the questions that I need to answer. And also, if you've got a question, you don't want to put it in the chat, go ahead and write it down, and we definitely will get to your questions here in a moment. There's two more things I want to present to you guys, and then I'm going to open the floor. So our new Mentorship Masters resource directory, I'm super stoked, as Glenn Sanford would say, about it. So let me show you what that is. I think you'll be pleased with this. Now, this is a pinned post, and by the way, I got this idea, you know, it's R&D, right? Rip off and duplicate, research and development. So I got this idea from Kevin and Fred. They did it on their page, so I did it on mine. Don't reinvent the wheel, guys. So this is the pin post, basically has a lot of information. So it's where you want to start to get all the information that you need. So if you're a new member, you're going to make sure that you follow the 4-step checklist. Okay, do not deviate from this checklist. Please do not deviate from it if you want to make, you know, 6 figures and do it in 4 hours a day or less. And you know, I have masters that come to me all the time. They're like, "Hey, you know, I never did this step or did." Okay, well, go back, pretend you're a new member if you've been here a while and you haven't done this. So you want to watch the 5-minute video here. Then you want to watch our orientation training. That's about an hour. That's step 2. Step 3 is you want to complete your first 30 days checklist. And then steps 2 through 12 is our 12-step Mentorship Masters success path. Okay. So all of that lives kind of in the portal, but that's your checklist if you're brand new. By the way, there is a right way to launch our new members, and I haven't been doing it. So I'm going to start doing this. So anytime that I have a direct person that I sponsor into, you know, into a Mentorship Masters EXP, I'm going to be doing a Facebook Live, and it's only going to be 8 to 10 minutes where we talk about, hey, here's some of the sample questions. So I want you to be thinking about that when you sponsor someone into EXP. Do a Facebook Live with that person, because the first few weeks of them joining is when the eyes are going to be on them. People are going to be like, why did that person join? Or why did that person join? You could increase your organization just by doing this Facebook Live. And then that person could be getting people reaching out to them like, hey, tell me more about this. So here's some sample questions you can ask the person when you're doing that Facebook Live. Okay. Then it's got here on this pin post, it's got your support team, which is myself, Patty Lynn, and Chris Capistrano, who's on the call with us right now. Some important links that you need to know about, like the success portal. We actually have agent production training, which you want to be part of if you're not reaching your production numbers. Close 2 to 3 deals in the next 90 days. This is something that Kevin and Fred put together. We've got lead generation training in our portal. There's a certain tab where that is. We've got how to build a $100 million real estate team if you're ready for that. Now, if you're not ready for that, don't worry about it. You will be one day. And then there's the 4610 script book, which you want to be able to download that as well to get your scripts polished. There's agent attraction training. And then there's the Honey Badger training schedule. By the way, the agent attraction training, you know, you guys come to me all the time like, hey, how do I start doing, you know, I got an agent that's interested, or how do I get started? That's all, everything under here is going to help you get started with agent attraction. Okay. It's going to be the training and then also the resources to help you. And then we have a whole training schedule in and unto ourselves by being part of the Honey Badger Nation, which is Jay Kinder, Michael Reese, and all his business partners. So this is the schedule. You know, we meet Mondays, Tuesdays, we meet Wednesdays, Thursdays, and so on. So these are the schedules, and this kind of gives you an idea of what each of those coaching sessions is about. So you actually have the potential to have 6 coaching calls a week if, you know, if you can manage that. I know that one of the big problems we're dealing with a lot of agents is overwhelm, and I'm going to address that next. Okay. So here's some terms that you want to know. And here's what to do if you're not reaching your success goals or you're feeling overwhelmed. Okay, so that is the our new resource directory that we've put together especially for you here at Mentorship Masters, so that you know where to go to get what you need. Because I realize that when you join EXP, it's almost like being dropped in the middle of a forest or in the middle of a candy store. And you're like, well, what do I do first? What do I do next? Okay, what's next? So we do have a step-by-step system for success. And you want to make sure you follow that success path because it has the right things in the right order. It's so important to understand that. The right things in the right order. So that's our resource directory. Okay, so next, and I know I'm rattling through these, but you guys are big kids. So you guys are astute and you're ready for the rapid fire. All right, so the next thing I want to talk about is, let me refresh this. Okay, so the next thing that I really want to talk about, and I want to park it here for maybe about 5-6 minutes, maybe 10 minutes, maybe less. What to do if you are overwhelmed, struggling, or failing to reach your goals, okay? I realize that there might be some of you on this call right now that are overwhelmed, you're struggling, or you're just failing to reach your goals. And what you're wanting to do, if that's happening to you, and I'm going to walk you through how to do this, is you want to log into the Mentorship Masters portal and go to the Start Here, Your 12-Step Success Path section, okay? That's what you want to do. And I'm going to do that with you in a moment. But before I do, I just want to address this. So I've had a couple of Mentorship Masters, two that I can think of within the last 30 days, that have reached out and said, Knolly, I'm just not making my goals. I mean, I love to talk about the success stories. I mean, we've got agent after agent after agent after agent that's making 100, 200, 300, 400, 500. We've got 3 agents here that are within our group that are going to make 900,000 or more in commission this year. Okay. But I realize that that's not everybody. There's some of you guys that are like, man, I'm stuck. I'm struggling. I don't know how to, I'm struggling. And so for both of these individuals, I just looked through what were they doing. By the way, Patty Lynn can help with some unstuck, get people unstuck if that's the thing. But I think this right here, what I'm going to share with you right now will help the most. Essentially, what always happens, there's absolutely zero way that a person can do what I teach and not succeed. Okay, let me say it again. I know that it could come across as arrogant or cocky, but I've taught tens of thousands of real estate agents. I was a MAPS coach at Keller Williams for 10 years. I was, I've been in front of as many as 8,000 agents on stage teaching and training. This is my life. And there really are only 2 problems that a real estate agent will ever have in their career. The first problem is they don't have enough leads. And the second problem is they don't have enough leverage. Those are the only 2 problems you'll ever have. You won't have any more problems other than that. Sometimes it's a mindset issue, but we cover that in all of our training. So if you're not getting enough business, you have a leads problem. If you have so much business that you don't have time to do it all, you have a leverage problem. Leverage is people, systems, and tools. Okay, so there isn't a problem in this business that doesn't come with a super easy fix. Okay, and it's impossible. There's no way that you can be doing what I teach and not succeeding. It just doesn't add up. There's nobody on the planet that could ever tell me that they implemented what I taught and didn't, because everybody that does it succeeds. They're on their way to becoming millionaires. Now, if you're not succeeding, it's only because you're not doing what I teach, or you're not doing the right things in the right order. That's it. So what I want to do is I want to pause. I want to pull back just a few minutes, and I want to show you, because this may not pertain to you, but it will pertain to some of the agents that you bring on. And as if they start having little issues with not reaching their goals, this is going to be a great resource for them. So So let me show you, let me exit out of this. Let's go straight into the portal. And by the way, if you've never logged into the portal, shame on you. That's what I'll say. This is a rich resource that we put together for you to succeed at a very high level. I know probably every one of you has already been here, but again, this portal also can act as a candy store. So it's like, where do I start? One of the things that I did this past weekend was I went into the portal and I cleaned it up because there was a lot of redundancy, and I made it simpler for you guys to navigate. So if you're brand new to the group, here's what you want to do. Okay, it's very simple. You want, and even if you're not new, but you're not getting results, just start over. Just pretend like you're brand new to the group and just start from scratch, which is what both of these agents are doing. And they're like, okay, I get it now. I see where I kind of went off track. The first thing you want to do is watch the orientation training, and then this tab here is your benefits. Okay. Now, but then you want to quickly move to this tab here. It's called Start Here, your 12-step path. Okay, you want to go through all these steps. The first step is your 30-day checklist. So that's the first thing you want to do, is go through that checklist. Make sure that you've done every single thing on the checklist. Okay, they're not senseless activities like getting your real estate license. You learned a bunch of crap that you didn't really need in the business. That's not what I teach. I don't teach fluff. I teach stuff that works. Okay, I don't want you busy. I want you getting business. So, so when you navigate all the way to step 13, if you're not reaching your goals, this is where you want to go, to step 13. By the way, you notice that this is a 12-step process. So why is there a step 13? Well, step 13, you really shouldn't be there, but if you are, it's there for you to help you get back on track. Okay, so let me just show you what's here. There's going to be a video here that you can watch. And then it goes back into the 4-step checklist for success. Number 1, watch the 5-minute video. Number 2, watch our orientation training, which is about 60 minutes, because that's going to navigate you through doing the right things in the right order. Step 3 is going to be to complete your first 30 days, okay, which is right up here, which is actually step 1 of the process. And then you want to complete steps 2 through 12. Now, when you complete steps 2 through 12, don't think you've got to be, it's not a marathon. You can take 90 days to complete that. Work on it about an hour a day. Okay. Don't make it your life, but make sure you do the stuff in the right order. And then I've got a lot more tips for you to be able to be successful. Read chapter 3 and 4 in my book, do the 2, watch this video, and so on. So there's some suggestions here. Here in this video, I talk about the number 1 reason why most agents are failing, and that's because of they're not following a model, a proven model, which is what I give you. They're not following a proven model. And so I highly recommend you watch this video. This other video here talks about how to get to your first 100,000. If you're not already making 6 figures, which you should be, this video will help you with the math to get you there. And then struggling with lack of confidence. That's a big thing that agents struggle with, is they just don't have the confidence, and what to do about it. I addressed that in this video. Accountability, the accountability partner program. So there's a lot of other things here. Artemis has a great video here about how to eliminate emotional blocks. Because one of the things that we realize, Artemis and I realize, is that one of the reasons why you probably are sabotaging your success. And by the way, I think I have to say this. Let me just go through here real quick. There's a bit more. We want to get you on this board right here. We want to get you into this list. So again, all you got to do is go to step 13. If you're not reaching your goals, that's where you want to go. You got an agent in your group not reaching their goals. That's where you want to go. You know, there's so many that will sabotage their own success. They get to a certain, they do the steps, they do it, and then they stop doing it because they have a subconscious block that is preventing, you know, their success or them moving forward into, that's a whole nother training, but into the identity of a successful agent. They have such an identity of being a struggling agent that is very difficult for the subconscious to snap into, that you're a, it's just like you take a person from the hood, like where I come from. You know, my mom moved us to South Central LA when I was 10 years old. And she quickly moved us out of there, but we still kind of grew up in the hood. And so you take that person and you put them in a mansion and around, you know, it might take a while for their mindset to catch up. You see what I'm saying? So this is what you're doing. You're basically stretching yourself. And I got to say this, if you're succeeding, okay, if you're succeeding here, it's not because of me. Okay, all I'm doing is pointing you to, the place to drink, and you're taking the drink. If you're failing and you're here with me, it's not because of me. Okay, I'm not the cause of your success or failure. It's all you got to do is get the closest mirror you can find, and you'll see the cause of your success or your failure. Stop blaming other people. If that's your game, and I know there's because I've had agents, this doesn't work. Okay, tell me what doesn't work, because I've done it. I've sold 1,000 houses in 10 years, and it works. And by the way, success isn't personal. It doesn't say, hey, this guy wears a cowboy hat, so I'm going to give him $1 million. No, success is a structure. And when you snap into the structure, you get success. That's all there is to it. There's no other, way around that. So don't blame anyone else. Do the work, go to step 13, do the right things in the right order, and you will get the success that you deserve. Okay, you'll get the success that you deserve. I know there might be some questions around that. I'm going to get some questions here in a moment. But before I do, I want to talk about some of our news and updates before I do that. So thanks for obliging me in that. I get real passionate when I'm talking about success, because I know that every single one of you has the potential, has a bigger potential. Even if you're doing 100 deals a year, you got more in you. Okay, you got more in you, and I know you do. So that's what to do if you're overwhelmed, struggling, or failing to reach your goals. All right, so now what I want to do is I want to quickly, I'm going to spend about 5 minutes going through our family business, because this is important too, and then I'm just going to open up the floor. So with our family business, I want to remind you guys of what we're all about. We help real estate agents earn $250,000 or more a year, okay, while working 4 hours a day or less. That's what we do at Mentorship Masters. And we particularly, there's 5 tenets that we like to ascribe to: earning $250,000 or more a year, working 20 to 30 hours a week or less, nights and weekends off, taking 4 to 5 vacations a year, and of course, being debt-free while you're doing that. So if you're not already reaching that, again, go to step 13 that we talked about, on the portal, if you're not already reaching those goals. It's not too good to be true, because every person that you see right here on this board, on this poster, is already achieving what I'm talking about. Every single person here is making 100, 200, 300, 400, 500. Some of these are making 900,000 a year. There's nobody on this board that's making less than 6 figures, and they're all here. What do they have in common? They're all here right with you at Mentorship Masters. That's what we all have in common. So we have a phenomenal upline. You guys have seen this before. We've got Kevin and Fred. They do a $100 million a year business, and all the way up. So everybody on this board, you can see that they say you want to endeavor to be the dumbest person in the room. Well, on this board, that's true of me, because even though I've sold over 1,000 houses, every single person on this board has done far more than me, okay, as far as production. So that's the reason why I went in business with them, and that's the reason why you guys are in business with them. You don't just get me, but you get my partners as well. Now, you will remember that last month, our book of the month was You're Not Broken, okay? So our book of the month, and by the way, this is in the Mentorship Masters portal. We have a book of the month every single month. So make sure you log in and check that out. But our book of the month for October is Ask and It Is Given. This is a masterpiece book. Okay, you may not agree with everything in it. That's okay. You don't have to. But it is a phenomenal book for unlocking how to get the success that you say you want. So this is our book of the month. And I think it's a cool thing that we're all reading the same content at the same time. I like to get it on Audible. And if you go in the portal, you'll find a link to the print copy and a link to the Audible copy for purchase, not for free download, but for purchase that you can get. Or you can just go on to Amazon and look for this, Ask It and It Is Given, Esther and Jerry Hicks. We're at 253 members. I wanted to give you guys a state of the union, as it were. Thank you for getting us over 250. That was a big announcement that we just made last week, and I was out celebrating last Friday. I didn't even have a beer. I wanted to have a beer or a glass of wine. Didn't even have that. Haven't had it yet. So I'll celebrate the right way soon. But I'm super excited that we have crossed the 250 mark and we're on our way to our first 1,000 masters. Don't forget, we've got the 2x22 initiative that's going on right now. And there's a lot of things that you're going to win if you, if you qualify for the, you become a winner. You get the 2x22 trophy. You get a private live mastermind with me here in Austin. We're going to have that. You're going to get a private dinner with Josie and myself at our EXP shareholders in 2022, and you're going to get special winner recognition all across social media through a poster that we create and we plaster. So 2x22, what does that mean? Bring in 2 masters by the end of 2022. That's it, 2 masters. You bring them in. And by the way, there's some of you have already done it. Woo! So we've got some winners already. We've got Artemis. I call him Artemis Prime. He's got 3 already, so he's solid. Bradford, what's up, Bradford? Bradford's right here with us as well. And Bradford got his already. He's already won the contest, and so has Jasma Gatson. Jasma, congratulations, kudos to you, because Jasma actually brought in agent number 250. So we're super excited for you guys. And thank you so much. You're growing your team, you're growing your leadership, you're paying it forward, you're getting them here where they belong. And then we've got a bunch of agents that are coming up. They just got one more to unlock. Okay, got one more to unlock. So these are the contest, winners so far. So now, if we missed you, we apologize, but we're keeping track of all this, and we'll be updating the numbers probably, if not daily, weekly as well. So remember, we do have the 6 coaching calls every week with Honey Badgers. We just talked about that. You have an exclusive accountability partner. Get to know that program. I've got it all laid out for you so that if you don't have the money to pay a one-on-one coach, $1,000 a month, you can have an accountability partner for free. It's a program that we have right here in Mentorship Masters. We have private VIP retreats. With COVID, it's been weird. We've been wanting to do these more, but we're going to, this is another benefit that you guys have. Don't negate the power of your seller book. Okay, I want every one of you guys to, after you finish the 12-step checklist, make sure you got your seller guide, your seller book up and running, because this is a powerful tool. It's the most powerful tool that I've used in my business to get listings. And the other thing you get is the complete overnight celebrity success toolkit. So you get all of the tools that have helped me succeed at taking, over 100 listings a year for 10 years in a row. You can edit those out to your heart's desire, and you get all that for free. You don't have to pay, tons of money like other people do. Pre-listing package, we've got that in there for you. Discovering your divine destiny, we've got that in there for you as well. And then all kinds of other resources and tools. And of course, if you want to become a coach, if you decided, hey, I want to coach others, I teach you how to do that. And I also teach you how to do seminars. So there's nothing that I know that I won't, that I don't teach. One of the things I was thinking about earlier is, I know that I'm answerable to an almighty God for one thing, and that's, what did I do with the knowledge and the information that he gave me? Okay. And so when I stand before Almighty God, I'm gonna say, man, my hands are clean. I did everything. I gave them all the tools and systems that they needed to succeed. Now, if I was holding this information from you, we'd have a big problem, But yeah, so we've got it all here, absolutely free. If you're watching this, maybe another mentorship master shared this information with you. You're watching it on YouTube, and you're not part of our group yet. What you want to do is get in touch with the mentorship master that shared this information with you, because all this can be available to you as well, absolutely free, just by joining us here at EXP as part of the mentorship masters tribe. And you can only get it by joining, by naming another mentorship master as your sponsor. That's the only way you can get into the group. We got people every single day. In fact, I was talking to one yesterday. How do I get into mentorship masters? There's only one way. You reach out to a mentorship master. You have to be invited in. It's invitation only, and you join that way. So make sure you do that. So, and by the way, what is Mentorship Masters? It's a group coaching program that I used to charge $10,000 a year with all of my tools and training, private Facebook group. Well, it's a workplace group. a success portal, an accountability partner, and then we have an inner circle. So if anybody brings in 5 masters, they become part of our inner circle and they get all these additional perks as well. Okay. So, that's what this is all about. Congratulations to our inner circle members, all the ones here with 5 or more, in the green and yellow, they all qualify to be part of my inner circle. And I'm talking to these people almost daily, okay, because they've kind of raised themselves up to that. One of the last things I want to talk about is that we do have a couple of big conferences coming up. The first one is October 5th through 7th in EXP World. It's called Level Up. Level Up. Now, Level Up, one of the things that we've come to realize at EXP is that there are a lot of large organizations that are joining EXP that are not even real estate organizations, okay? Not even real estate related, okay? Like Grant Cardone and his wife joined as an agent, but the qualifier is that these organizations have to have at least 1,000 real estate agents within their organization. You'll be surprised. There are a lot of organizations that have Facebook groups and so on that have 30, 40,000 members. Okay, and that's what we're talking about. They're not real estate brokerages; they're organizations. And in this 3-day conference, we're going to talk about how do you leverage the power of EXP for these large organizations. So I'm definitely going to be there. It's from 9 o'clock till noon Pacific time, October 5th through 7th. You can find all the information for it. There's actually a website. If you log into Workplace, you'll find all kinds of information on it. And then EXP Con is coming up as well. Make sure that you are at EXP Con. One of the biggest things that you can do to grow your career, to grow yourself, is to be at every single live event. The big events that we have 2 big events every year, and then Brent Gove hosts some as well. But this is our biggest event for EXP of the year. It's November 9th through the 11th in Las Vegas. I got my tickets even before they announced, because I kind of had a sneak peek at what the dates were going to be. And so, I didn't get my tickets to the event. I got my hotel reservations even before the event went on sale. So I'm going to be there. We're going to have some special events for the masters there as well, which we'll be announcing. So make sure you register, expcon.exprealty.com. There's a lot of stuff, that I'm not going to really cover this, but make sure you're going and checking out all the news stuff that we've got going on, because, man, we are doing so many things. Like, we're doing 100 newly built homes over here. We just opened Germany. Not a lot of people know that we opened EXP Germany, and so on. There's a lot of stuff going on, and you want to kind of be in the loop on that stuff as well. This is another just slide. You're watching this by video. You can pause this and see all the records that EXP is breaking. By the way, we're now over 65,000 agents, and we're onboarding 1,000 agents a week to EXP, 1,000 agents a week, which is absolutely phenomenal. It took EXP 9 years to get to 16,000 agents. And now we're doing that in 3 months. What took 9 years to do, we're doing it every 90 days. Phenomenal. Never ever happened in the history of real estate. Never ever happened before. So, hey, thank you guys for being here. This is the time where Uncle Knolly gets quiet a little and answers any questions that you guys have. And I see some questions over here in the chat. Chris, we got any questions that really jump out at us?
Well, from Claudia. She's asking if she can add her all the cities that she's working on in the directory.
No.
Okay.
I'm trying to think through that, Claudia. The only way, so here's the thing, that's a great question. So what Claudia is wondering is, I work a lot of cities, and so, I do, and I know you do, Claudia, as well. And some of you guys are in multiple states. So the question Claudia is asking is, how in the world do I get on the list, and let everybody know all the places that I'm servicing? Well, EXP doesn't really provide for that. So what you want to do is you want to put the main area that you work in your profile, because that all we do is we export the spreadsheet directly from EXP. We don't alter it, we don't edit it, we don't do anything to it. It's just an export, it's all it is. So you want to put, and so if there's a way that people can search, by the way, if you're looking for somebody in a certain area, this is what I do. I just put in their city and I pull it up in Google Map and I can see, oh, they're right next to St. Louis. They probably service St. Louis. You know, it's a little extra step in there. I would love at one point for us to have a directory of our own where we could actually put in a zip code and it would put in all the agents that work that zip code. But that's something that we would have to internally build. The only other way that I know that I think we could do this, Chris, is if we manually, like if we got the information from Claudia and we manually, like you manually keyed it in. The problem with that is that everybody would want it and it's not scalable. So you got to think we're growing to 42,000 agents, just mentorship masters. I was just talking to EXP Global today, and make no mistake about it, we're open in some countries. Michael is going nuts. We're probably open 20 countries next year. And so we're going to grow to anywhere from 600,000 to 1 million agents at EXP. We want 42,000 of them right here at Mentorship Masters. So it's not something that would be scalable long-term for us to be manually manipulating the spreadsheet. But the other way we could do it, Claudia, just to answer that question, is we could potentially create a scenario where the agent could go in and edit the spreadsheet. But you can see all the kind of issues that could create, you know, because now I'm given permission for Shadrach or Chris or Bradford or, Joy or Eric or Tanika to edit your information, just like you can edit theirs. So that's another thing so we haven't worked through that. The short answer is no, but we do recognize a need for that in the future, and we're kind of looking into it. All suggestions and comments are respected and will be taken into consideration. All right, any others, Chris, I need to look at?
Well, boss, this has been a question from some of the masters. They're asking if we already have set events or meetings scheduled for EXPCon.
We don't. Yeah, we don't yet.
Okay.
The fun thing about this is like Kevin and Fred and I, like when we're doing a Zoom with somebody, let's say we say, okay, Shadrach, we want you on a Zoom Monday at 3. We'll send you the login credentials at 2:55. It's like, dude, where do I log in? It's like, don't worry about it. We'll get to it. And at 2:55, you'll be like, okay, here's the Zoom link. That's just something about us, because here's what we don't know about EXPCon yet. We don't know all of the different scheduled events that the company's having. So we don't want to schedule something right now and then find out, crap, they're doing a nightclub, because I know there's like a big nightclub event and there's all kinds of other events happening in the evenings. So we don't want to schedule our thing and be like, crap, that's conflicts with this. So we're getting all that data in. We probably will have something, sooner than a day before, but it probably would just be a few weeks out. So if you're coming to EXPCon, we're about 40 some days out from it right now, I think. Am I right about that? Or yeah, about 40 some days. So so we will have that in the future, but EXP hasn't even told us all the schedule of what they're doing. So we will have that in the future. That makes sense. Anything else, Chris?
Well,
Carlton says he wants to watch this again. That's good.
Yeah. Actually, I just want to remind everyone that for the 2x22 contest, this includes all recruits that came in after September 2, because it started September 2 up to December 31st.
Correct.
Just making it clear.
That's a good point. Because somebody's like, well, how come I'm not in there?
Yes,
That's
exactly.
a great point. Thank you. I appreciate that. Jasma, who brought in agent number 250, she's just commenting that I'm on my way. I'm ready, and my teacher has appeared. So Jasmine and I had a really good conversation, because I picked up the phone and called her because I was super excited that she brought in agent number 250, coincidentally, if we want to say that. And so we had a good 10-minute conversation, and she was talking about how until she found me, she didn't know how to get a firm footing or grounding in how to navigate this real estate business. And so she's super, because I wanted to know, like, how in the world did she get 2 people in 1 week? She brought in 2 people in 1 week. And so she's just doing the work. She's just following the system that we teach. And so she and I appreciate that. You know, I give all glory to God Almighty for equipping me and giving me the heart to do what I do, you know. So thank you for that. By the way, if you guys have anything, you can, Bradford has his hand raised. You can raise your hand. And by the way, the way you do that, I was on a Zoom the other day and somebody's like, how do I raise my hand? And I get it, because yeah. You just go to the more feature. Is that no, under reactions. There'd be a toolbar at the bottom, and reactions is close to the end. And then there's a place right there where you can click to raise your hand. So Bradford, you're on, buddy.
Awesome. Well, first thing I want to do is compliment Claudia for her background. That looks like a lot of fun. The other thing I wanted to do is thank Knolly for everything he does for us, and just back with EXP right now, really enjoying it. And you've recorded this video. Will this be available to share with prospects, Knolly?
Yes, it will. Yes, it will. And that's one of the things we started doing, is making our, even though it's a family meeting, a lot of people want to see what goes on in the inner workings. And a lot of the things that we show, of course, they won't have access to because they can't log into these portals and so on, but they'll at least know what we're all about. You know, we're Christ-centered. All faiths are welcome. You know, we have Hindus in the group. We have Muslims in the group. We have Christians of my persuasion. You know, I love Jesus. I love real estate. But the cool thing about this is, you know, we're faith-based, we're God-centered, and we love real estate. You know, we're a family is the cool thing. So yeah, we want to make these kind of things available to others. So you have full permission to share.
And will the slides be available? Because, man, keeping up with you and writing notes is it's tough.
Yeah. So yes, they will. In fact, this is a new initiative I just thought about. The Holy Spirit kind of prompted me about this, Bradford, last night. This is a lot of information to kind of throw. And so why not just make because all the slides are on Google. So I'll give you guys the Google slides. And if any of you want to present any of this information, like anything that you've ever seen, this is another perk that I'm gonna throw out there. Any presentation that you've ever seen me do that has slides associated with it, and you say, Knolly, I want those slides because I'm gonna be doing a local presentation, or I'm gonna be doing a luncheon, whatever, just let me know which slide deck you want. I'll get it to you where you could create your own copy of it, edit it, whatever. So yeah, I will be from now on, Chris, just make a note of that. Let's make the Google slides available with the recording and upload both of those into, or put the links to both of those in the, you know, workplace group. All right, is that it, Bradford? Any other questions? Oh,
okay. No, just obviously, thank you again. And Jasmine, congratulations on 250. I was hoping I might get that call, but that's awesome. And let's double it this next year and get it to 500.
Absolutely. Love it. Okay, Claudia.
Yes, that.
Hey.
Hi. So that Mentorship Masters Program portal, I haven't heard of it. So
oh, you haven't?
Get in there?
Who's your sponsor, Claudia?
Tanya Bowling.
Okay. I just want to know who to get after. Just kidding.
No, you wouldn't do that.
I'm just kidding. So, the portal, and it's a great question, by the way. And some of you guys are probably wondering that and didn't want to ask. And I appreciate Claudia for being bold enough to ask it, because it's a rich resource. Let me just show it to you. The way you want to get in there is you go to the workplace group and you go to the new resource directory that I put. It's a pinned post, and that'll give you a direct link. But Chris, now when you joined Mentorship, when you joined EXP, Chris sent out a email with all the instructions on how to set up your Mentorship Masters portal account. So the contents of that would be in that email. Now, I know that you probably got 1,282 emails during the time that you joined EXP and the week after that. So you don't know where that email is. So Chris can reinitiate that email to you.
Yeah.
Or one thing we discovered too is that some of the service providers don't like our Knolly.com, you know, email, because I'm a marketer. So at some point, I probably marketed thousands of times to people using my email address. So some of them just say, this guy, he's just selling something. So we're not going to let his emails go through. I guess that's what it is. I don't know. But Chris and I found that some of them just bounce, like nobody, they don't even get the email. And so he's going to be able to use his Gmail email to send that to you. So you'll have the complete instructions on how to get into it. But let me just show you real quick. I'm going to do this in 1 minute because I know we got other questions that people have, but I think it's important because this is where everything that I promise you guys lives is within this portal. So this portal, it's got, you know, our tech support, which is Chris, got his contact. We've got a success coach on staff, got her contact information there. And these are support people that I have on board to help you guys. It's got, and then all this right here, all these tabs, all these are libraries of trainings for almost any topic you can think about. We've got a training in there. This is hundreds and hundreds of hours of training that we have inside the portal. And then all of the tools, like our editable, my pre-listing package, you can download the Microsoft version of it. We've got videos that walk you through how to edit it and how to make it your own. And everything else is, you know, it lives. And by the way, also we talked about the book of the month. So we do have a book of the month tab right here. And so you click on that and that will tell you, hey, in January, we're reading this, in February and March, we read this one and so on. Okay. So this portal is a super important resource for you to be able to access. So thank you, Claudia, for letting us know that you aren't currently able to access that. Susan.
Claudia.
Oh, go ahead.
Okay.
Go ahead, Chris.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
Claudia, I can send you the email again today for how to set up the portal.
Awesome.
Would be good.
Yeah,
Okay.
You can send it from whatever email you want. If I'm not seeing it today in my inbox, I'll go to my junk mail folder and see if it's in there.
Okay, sounds good. All right.
Thanks.
By the way, when you get an email from Chris, there's a way that you can white label us so that in the future it won't send it to your junk. Mm-hmm. So just look up like white label for Yahoo or Hotmail or whatever it is, and it'll have the instructions. Chris can help you with that too.
Okay.
By the way, if any of you need to leave, you know, we're at our time. I'll stay after class, but I really appreciate every single one of you guys for being here. I thank you so much for being part of Mentorship Masters. I love you guys dearly, and I want you to succeed. You know, I want you to succeed at the highest level possible because I know you can, and it's a testament to your creator when you do. So class is officially dismissed for those that need to leave, but we'll continue for those that need to stay. The naughty kids that need to stay after class, we're going to stay and do that. So.
Thanks, Knolly.
You're welcome. Bye, y'all. All right, so Susan has her hand raised. How's it going, Susan?
Can you hear me, Knolly?
I can.
Okay, so I've been over in the workplace. I'm always over there watching what's going on in Mentorship Masters. I'm seeing links to individual ambassador sites. What do we need to do to accomplish to get one of those, or am I missing my link?
Yeah, to become an ambassador at Mentorship, it's a great question, by the way. So what Bradford just got his. So let me show you guys what she's talking about, just so you know. Because we do get this question, we've gotten this question before, you know, more than once. So here's the Mentorship Masters group, and in the group, hold on, let me go straight to the group itself. Like Bradford, your attraction site is ready, and so essentially what we do is we will build you out an attraction site once you become an ambassador at Mentorship Masters. And that attraction site has some videos up here, why people are leaving their brokerage to join EXP. This is the model explained. It's It's got your picture here, your information, a link for them to join, and so on. And it's also got a lot of frequently asked questions that help people through that process. Now, the way that you become an ambassador is you bring one master in. Once you've brought in your first master, you become a Mentorship Masters ambassador, and you are awarded your your attraction site. And so Chris will do all the behind the scenes stuff to make sure that your attraction site is built and ready to roll. So that's it. That's all you got to do is help us grow, and then we're going to help you, and we're going to reciprocate that. Does that make sense?
Perfect. Thank you.
Okay, you're welcome. Yeah, these are a little bit of work to build, and so they're not a lot of work, but there are some work to build, and so we just want to build them for builders. Okay. So any other questions? I don't see any other hands. If you do have a question, raise your hand or throw it in the chat. And if not, by the way, any other questions that you guys have, we can always carry the conversation over to Workplace. I'm super easily accessible there on Workplace. You've got Chris's phone number right there, as well as Patty Lynn's phone number. By the way, let's all be praying for Patty Lynn right now. She's going through a horrific scenario with her daughter, okay, where, and I am sharing this with the family, where her daughter is in the hospital, non-responsive. It's her, I believe it's her oldest daughter. And so she's at the hospital right now with her daughter. And it's what no mother wants to go through. So let's just all say extra prayers for Patty Lynn and her daughter this week as well. So yeah, thank you. All right, so hey, love you guys. God bless, and we will catch you on the next one. I'll continue to give you updates and stuff in the Workplace group page as well. Adios, have a great weekend and a great October. Yeah, woo!
Thanks, everyone. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye, y'all.